Okay, can you describe when you heard about Pearl Harbor and what effect did it have on you and your family?
Well, I lived down Lee Forest down here, 12 miles away, and and made me so mad I couldn't see. And there's 9 of us went up sign up in the Navy. Of course, my mother was afraid of water, and she wouldn't sign mine. So anyway, and of course I was still in high school, and me and my brother, my mom told us, said, boys, don't want y'all out of school, whatever it takes. They're going to have a war, and so sure enough. But what do you tell teenagers?
That's right.
So anyway, we both graduated together in 1942, and he's supposed to graduate in 39. I was supposed to graduate in 40. So we got playing, and he didn't even show up for one of his finals.
Oh, I see.
He went to the Coast Guard down in Dallas, and I went to work for Cabot out there, electrician, and we'd been in electrical engineering school before then. And I got into it with him out there and got the pink slip, and I got 2 notices for draft together, and I told my mother, I said, I'm going to volunteer, I want something else besides what they got for me. So I did, and I got my notice right after I got to Fort Sill. So that's the way that wound up.
So when you heard about Pearl Harbor, did you realize right away that you were going to be joining up and you were going to go fight?
Yes, all of us did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did a lot
Everybody wanted to get in it.
Did a lot of your friends join up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there wasn't nobody left in school.
Oh, I bet. Sure. Did you sign up or were you drafted?
No, I signed up. Volunteered.
And you went into the
That's
Army?
the only way I could get what I wanted.
Yeah, that's true. So what branch of service did you go in?
Army.
You went in the Army. Okay. Do you recall your first days in the service in the Army and how it felt?
Yes, I do. I thought, gosh, what am I doing here? Went to Fort Sill, and and I don't know how many troops was there, and you couldn't even get it through the line, and get your breakfast, and it's time to go to the field.
What sort of training did they have you do? Did you know what you were going to end up? What your primary job was going to be?
Well, no. They shipped us out, and we went to Camp Kohler, California, up to Sacramento, and that's where we got our basic training, and then we come back, and I was on cadre and went to Camp Forest, Tennessee. So then we went on maneuvers, and I had old Army sergeants in there, and I didn't get along with them, so I transferred and went to the 79th. Yeah, I was 61st signal in there. So I transferred and went to the 79th, the 59th, in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Well, from that we went to Camp Killer and killed and got on the boat and went to England,
Wow. So, was this your first?
We went across on Aquitania.
Okay.
And there's 8,000 troops on there, and I kept looking to see who's going to help us. And
oh, yeah.
of course, that thing traveled 29 knots.
So you were all by yourself?
Yeah. All they did is dodge.
So was this your first trip out of the U.S.?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you have, when you were on the ship, how were your accommodations? Were you pretty much stacked in there pretty good?
We was. And a lot of them boys was sick, and of course you couldn't eat because they had the length of with the ship. They had this tray, it had sides on it, stainless steel, just open, and you put your tray there, and that thing goes to the other end, and everybody throw up in it.
Oh my God.
No, I don't believe I want that. But I never did get seasick.
Well, good.
One old boy did. He right there by me, and he wasn't even in our outfit,
Mm-hmm.
but he before the tugs had hold of us.
Mm-hmm.
It was up there in New York, and he started throwing up right then.
Oh boy.
So I went and found the bucket and trying to help him, and so I was attached to him all the way over.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, but he was sick,
Oh.
and he just lay there. He was on the cot right out there,
Mm-hmm.
So they finally, about 2 or 3 days out of Glasgow, Scotland, where we landed. But they had the recon planes coming over, so they thought, well, we better get everybody out on deck. And so they all got out there, and this colonel come through there, and he said, "Okay, soldier, out on top." And I said, "Sir, the captain told me to take care of this boy. he's not going anywhere." "Oh yeah, he's going out on top." He got up there and shook his toe and said, "Soldier, out on top." Nothing happened. He said, one of the ships sinking. He looked up and he said, "I hope the son of a bitch does." So that currently took off.
Wow. So when you're on the ship and you were going over to England, how long did it take you to get over there?
5 days.
5 days. Were there ever any alerts or any subs, any German subs spotted?
No, not that I knew of.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we kept dodging. We'd make different course, and them old boys up on top watching.
Mm-hmm.
They come in, they'd have ice and running out their nose and eyes, and
Yeah.
cold. And the ocean was mushy. It's frozen, kind of frozen,
Mm-hmm.
cold.
Wow. So what
That was
year?
in January of 40,
January of 40.
44.
44. Okay.
Yeah, we went over we got there on January the 6th,
Okay.
and then we got started getting our stuff ready to go for the invasion, and we got ready to go, though there's only 2 squads of us went on the invasion,
Mm-hmm.
out of the whole battalion,
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. So you finished your boot camp training and you're going over to England, and were you in the Signal Corps at this time?
yeah,
What was the job that you had?
stringing field wire and following tanks.
So you were the guy who would run like telephone wire, communication
Yeah,
wire, and things like that.
yeah. Had to get them up in the trees, and get them out of the. But I was a lineman, and I had a guard, with machine guns stood on the ground, but he didn't help me.
Oh, really?
Not up there.
Uh-huh. So when you left the U.S., what town did you leave from in the U.S.? Did you leave from New York, or
Yeah,
you left from New York and then you went over to Scotland, to Glasgow?
yeah,
You said.
yeah. Then went on down to in England, a place called Starport-on-Severn. And then we got closer to London,
Mhm.
down there, and at night, boy, they had all kinds of activity, dropping them bombs, and
Mm.
they shot a few planes down.
Wow. So what division and unit did you belong to then? Do you recall?
This bastard.
Just the bastard division,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
So when you got there, this was in January. So what did you do from January to June 8th or 6th, whenever you went over to Europe?
We went around and patched up everything had been bombed out.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready for the troops coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Southampton. No, Yeah. Where was the Beatles come from? Over on the
Liverpool?
East. Yeah, Liverpool.
Okay.
We went over there and got a bunch of material, and hauled it back and used it. And so this first one thing and another, and we got rigged up and got our machine guns and everything, got the cosmoline off of them and got them oiled up and checked out. And
So how did the English citizens, how did the population treat you guys?
Well, fine, because we bought them the beer. They let us win, shooting, throwing darts and all that, so they get free beer.
Yeah.
You know how that is. But anyway, they'd get mad at us. So, on the chow line, and they had them old Brussels sprouts. I hate them things. Well, we had enough of them, and hot tea. Well, I thought it was coffee. I filled a canteen cup, full of coffee, and I thought, and get over there and tasted that, and I'd use it to wash my mess kit out, and boy, them limeys get mad. Wasting that good tea, and I said, I wish y'all had all that tea.
So when you got down, and so you said you were at Liverpool at this time, right?
Yeah.
And did you stay there until the D-Day invasion?
No, it was no, I was in Southampton, sitting on the dock.
Okay.
Before the invasion, but we're supposed to went over, but our ship got sunk, and then the next ships come in had wounded soldiers, So
let me get this.
While we were sitting on the dock, had all these C-47s and gliders coming over,
So this is on D-Day itself you're talking about.
Yeah.
So can you describe what it looked like up in the sky? I mean, all the planes you saw?
Well, they was, I don't know, I'd be afraid to say how many there were, but they just one right after another,
I've heard it described that the sky was just black.
Yeah, it
planes. How was it? Just a loud roar of engines?
Well, yeah. And while we was just before that, though, the Germans had a recon plane up there. It looked like a Hyper Cub or something. I don't know what it was, way up there. And I seen this P-38 skimming across the bay, about 10 foot off the water, like this. He just went straight up and knocked that recon plane out.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. So, before the invasion started, was there a lot of supplies around? I mean, did you notice that you could tell something big was going to happen?
Well, they had them already on ships.
Okay.
See, and so, well, we went over on, there was 3 ships, and of course both squads was on the same ship, the lead ship. And there's flat bottom boats. I've never seen one before, but they had ramps on them. And so we wasn't to the beach yet, but battleship Texas is sitting there shooting them big shells over Carrollton where the 101st Airborne was. So anyway, and this German PT boat was heading to us with a couple of torpedoes, one on each side, and they turned guns around on that ship and blew them out of the water, and I'll bet you they went 1,000 foot in there.
Oh my gosh.
Now all the ships all had blimps up there about 1,000 foot, and I guess about 1,000 foot, but it's on steel cables, and that would keep the Luftwaffe from strafing us.
Okay. So this is was this what date was this? Was this on D-Day itself, or did you go over?
No, I went over after it. I think it was the 8th or 9th. They already had they didn't have much room, but they already had the beach under control.
How did you?
And they had to scuttle 2 ships coming out from where there was a big cliff there where the Rangers went up and knocked out some of the pillboxes, you know. But the undercurrent would have washed everybody out, so they had to scuttle these 2 ships coming out from that point, see.
Oh, I see.
So,
Whenever you were loaded up to go across the channel and to go over there, how'd you feel?
I was scared.
How'd you get over there? Did they take you? What sort of boat were you on to get across the channel?
Well, that's those flat-bottom boats.
Oh, it was a flat
Now,
bottom.
now the last one got sunk, so the Navy picked them boys up.
Okay.
I don't know whether it's a submarine or whether it's just wait and chill or something.
So as you approached the beach, you knew you weren't really going to catch a lot of fire because we were already there.
Yeah.
But, what did you see when you first saw the beach? Can you describe it?
Well, they was trying to unload the ammo. They had an ammo ship there, got in close they could, and they had this, it was segregated and had all these colored people running those ducks and loading them up, and of course they'd load them too heavy, and when they turned like this, down to the bottom they went.
Oh man.
But they was stacking that up on, and of course they had that back there and everything, you know. But, well, I'll tell you, all them gliders, you know, of course, them little old fields, you know, was hedgerows, none of them over 300 foot wide, and they come in and hit one, you know, and they had dirt up about, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet, and then shrubs on top of it. And all of them things are tore up. I don't know how them guys got out.
Wow. So when you got off on the beach there, did you come in on Utah or Omaha Beach?
Omaha.
You were at Omaha.
Yeah, Sugar Head.
Good. Could you hear the fighting going on?
Yeah, you could.
Because at that point,
You could hear it.
we weren't too far past the beach at that point, I don't think.
No.
were we?
Well, see, we were supposed to went up Chariton, you know, it was 101st Airborne, but we couldn't get there. It was 2 or 3 days getting up there
really?
because the Germans had all that territory. In fact, the lines changed one night, and I didn't know it. Nobody notified me, and so we went up there, and we had trouble with our line, we thought, and you know, WW2 telephone, you know, and was checking. And I looked up, and there's that Germans there, you know, had.
So you actually, at this point, you could see the Germans?
Oh yeah, they was just a little ways away, and I don't guess they noticed us till about then. And then they started throwing mortars at us.
Oh,
well, it didn't take us long to crawl down that bar ditch and get out of there.
So when you came in off,
You know, we wasn't fighting people, you know, so we didn't. The only thing we had was guns. And
so when you got in at Omaha Beach, did you immediately move up to the front line and start trying to push ahead?
we went in trying to get where we were supposed to be. And so anyway, there was a paratrooper that never did make it to the ground alive. And first time I'd ever seen one of those folding stock Tommy guns.
Oh yeah.
And he was laying on him. And I checked him, and he'd been dead, you know, for a few hours. And so I took his parachute, and we dug our foxholes under a apple tree. And of course that was wine country, you know, and put that parachute up, and we got inside there where we dug our foxholes. And it rained all the time, you know. Just,
Oh really?
Yeah, miserable. And then when we moved, when we went, well, we moved, and I wouldn't dig my foxhole next to the fences or anything, you know, hedgerows. I'd get out in the middle, you know, because them old boys come through there at night and feel your helmet and see what you was.
So how was it when you were in your foxholes or anything? Were you able to relax at all?
No.
Yeah. So were you
rained all the time. Forced me out one time.
What happened there?
Well, my hole filled up with water, you know, raining.
So were you maybe 20 yards, 50 yards from the Germans at any given point? Further than that?
Well, no, about that.
About that.
Yeah. Then we got into firefights, you know, later. Yeah.
So, so can you describe what some of your duties were? Like, you know, like let's say they said, okay, Corporal Sims, you're going to be, you know, we're bringing it front, and what was the method that you used to lay out telephone line? Did you have, was it on a reel?
Well, yeah, we had a reel on our back. And now my squad, we went to the 101st Airborne up there, you know, and we laid a line over to the 90th, and I forget what regiment, you know, was going to take that too. But we had a place there that was open, you know, no trees, no nothing. And every time we get out there, boy, they'd start shooting at us, you know. And so we couldn't make that. So finally, but I'll tell you what, them paratroopers, and they was, it's one old boy, you know, and boy, them shots, he had his gun sitting against a tree there, and sitting in the rocker. And them shots coming in, and he said, "Don't worry about it." I said, "That son of a bitch couldn't hit nothing." He'd been shooting at me for 2 days.
No kidding.
So anyway, finally, and what he was watching for was the flash of that gun, you know. Finally, he said, "Oh, see him now." He got up and left and come back. He had a bloody knife and had blood on his leg.
Wow.
He done took care of that.
And where was this at this point?
As a Keratin.
As a Keratin.
Yeah.
So these airborne guys, these are the 101st Airborne. You're around most of the time.
Well, no, that's the only time.
That's the only time.
Now, when they pulled them out, the 83rd Division took over there. And of course, that's where the breakthrough come. You know, all them planes, you know, with B-17s and B-29s and fighter planes. And at that time, the Germans sent 5 jets in there, and I thought, God, what's that noise? I said, I didn't know what that noise was, boy, they was loud.
So you saw those 262s?
Yeah, and so they got into a fight with had B-51s there and B-47s, and kind of having a little sham battle, but our planes, those jets was so heavy and everything that they have to swing way out. When they did, our planes would go in between.
Oh, really?
I think they got 3 of them before the rest of them left.
So were you able to watch a lot of aerial dogfights?
Yeah, I've seen it all.
Wow.
We had one old boy that trained here in Pampa, out here at the Pampa Air Base, and he was flying a little old plane there for the big guns, you know. And anyway, he was up there, and when all this started, and he was trying to get me to go with him. I never flew before, and I first told him I would, and I said, "No, I don't believe I'll do that." So anyway, he's way up there, you know, and boy, this thing started, and he put that thing in a tailspin, come down in between trees, and
Oh my gosh.
landed, you know.
Wow.
I never could remember what that old boy's name was. He trained here at Pampa.
Oh, really?
I had a cousin that was a glider pilot, and he was in over there, but I'll tell you, he went crazy after that.
Mm.
He finally, well, he was graduated from college, and he was a teacher over there, and one day he just took off and got drunk, and
Had enough.
that was the last. But they finally found him up. He was up at Fort Collins, Colorado, I think, and in the Army hospital. And they finally found the number, and they got telephone coming in, and it was a 5-digit number. So they had them checking, and they finally come up with his family, and they went up there and got him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Um,
But he trained up here at Dalhart.
oh, really? Can you tell me about a couple of your most memorable experiences you had when you were under fire?
Yeah, when get pinned down.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, one time, the Germans they had 2 machine guns set up, see, and we fell out and got in the bar ditch, and you couldn't raise your head without getting it blowed off.
Mm-hmm.
And then the infantry come in between, see, and they was heading for us. And about that time, the armor showed up and took care of that.
Really?
So, no boy we had in this, they had one old boy in the tree, because we had seen him there, you know, that's the only one we could see.
Mm-hmm.
So, this old boy, he carried the Tommy gun. Well, when they shut that deal down and he was trying to hide, so boy went about, what? What?
Wow.
Boy, he come tumbling out there like,
Oh, man. So when you were at Carentan, can you describe some of the fighting that you saw there?
no, I didn't really see any. The only
Okay. You have some notes here. There's any of these things that you're wanting to talk about?
When 101st left, I told you we went to the 83rd Division.
Mm-hmm.
And got in the firefight there too. And then on the breakthrough there at St. Lo, we was over there, and they was zeroed in on this bridge.
Uh-huh.
And there was a tank sitting there, and they shot the tank too.
Uh-huh.
But they was already zeroed in. Well,
Thought the Germans were zeroed in
yeah,
on? Okay.
yeah. So anyway, they knocked out that, and that captain, I think he's from Dallas. Boy, he went wild, you know. But me and my buddy, we started getting these old boys out of this tank, you know, and some of them was on fire, and some of the tankers got out there, and we'd throw them out on the ground, and they'd put the fire out on them, and so finally we come down, the driver's still in there. So we got down there and got our arms under his and raised him up, and there's only half of him come in.
Oh, boy.
Boy, there's where I lost it. I throwed up and
Oh.
yeah. Yeah, I told you about all these B-29, B-17s
Uh-huh.
flying over, and I don't know how many there was. Thousands.
And this was while you were over there fighting?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We was with the 83rd, and we was far enough back, and they got the wind changed and blowed the smoke back towards us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the planes had come in and dropped their bombs in that smoke, you know.
Uh-huh.
So they finally found out what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand all of our guys got killed
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
that error there. So
Yeah. And let's see what else happened there. Oh, this captain rigging up the telephone up, and he called and got the engineers to come up there and build a pontoon bridge across there. So.
mm-hmm.
But there are 2 kids over there, and about 8, 9 years old, and they just clapped their hands and laughed when that tank got hit.
Mm.
You know, that captain went ape. He went over and killed both of those kids with
Oh
a
my
big
gosh.
pistol. You know, I never said nothing about it to anybody. You know.
Wow.
And then when we left there, we went to Avalanches, which is, you know, we had to go there to go to Brest.
Mhm.
Brest is that submarine base down there.
Mm-hmm.
So we went down there and got in a firefight on the way down there too. But,
Now, in these firefights, did you have to actually use your gun quite a bit?
no, not much.
That's good. So were you?
We was pinned down all the time, you know.
Mhm.
We didn't have nothing to fight with anyway. So
Did any of your buddies get hit?
had one get killed.
Mm-hmm.
But we went on down to Brest there, and of course we was following old Patton and his 4th Armor, you know,
Mm-hmm.
down there, and they sent me around across the bay there with a 50 caliber machine gun, and all I did there for a day and a half just spray the water there to keep the Germans swimming across there and getting,
Oh no, really?
yeah.
Wow.
So we left there. We had to go back the way we came. We had no boy that was an engineer, you know, and on railroad,
Mm-hmm.
and we had found the train there, you know, and he fired that up, and we loaded all of our equipment and everything on those flatbeds,
Mm-hmm.
and headed out. And we got out there about 10 miles, and there's them Germans.
Oh,
So
really?
we backed her up and unloaded and got back on this road going back up the Avalanches. And then,
So you were at Bastogne at that point?
well, we was heading to Bastogne.
You were heading there,
Yeah.
okay.
So we went on to Bastogne, and we stayed at a little old place there called Three Virgins.
3 Virgins?
No, that's what I called it. Troy Virgins.
Okay.
And that was between St. Viz and Bastogne.
Okay.
So then we was out there doing forced road march, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
they had taken their guns and their ammo. We had a bunch of Yankees, you know, sergeants, and they decided, you know, they was afraid of us anyway, and
Mm-hmm.
they took our guns and their ammo, and we was out there, and I heard all that noise, and I asked one of them, I said, what the hell's going on here? All said, that's our bunch practicing. So we found out, though, what was going on.
Uh-huh.
So then they sent us up to that 9th Armor, which is up there south of St. Viz, up Prune.
Okay.
And of course they was all, you know, they'd already left,
Mm-hmm.
head cross country, you know, on foot. And so then we went to the 106th, and that's where that lieutenant, he was leaving. He was the last one. He hadn't been captured.
Mm-hmm.
We was trying to find out where to go. They'd hit that road there and go to Bastogne. Well, we did, and I got back to Troy Verges, and got on the telephone to call the captain, you know, and he's in Bastogne. And the Germans is using our line. There's on the other end.
Oh,
It
really?
wasn't very long till them tanks come in there. You know, we left out. And time to get out of Dodge. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, we went to Aachen, Germany, which is northeast of St. Louis. And anyway, it's a manufacturing outfit, and they had 1,000-foot stacks, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then these buzz bombs started coming over, and
Mhm.
they wasn't that high when they come over us, but they send them to Liège. You know, I guess our probably must have been our main
Mm-hmm.
offices there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but I was scared to death of them. And then I seen two P-47s, and they trying to turn one around and send it back to the Germans. Well, they didn't make it like that, so they backed off there and fired at it and blowed it up. But they like lost control of their planes when they did that. See?
Oh, really?
Yeah. That blast.
Mm.
And then the next we went over to Rhine River when that Remagen Bridge fell.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, I was sitting on a hill over there, you know, and I don't know where everybody was, but there's 3 German tanks coming up the hill there, over there, and these 4 fighter planes come over and with them bombs, dropped one, hit the middle tank, knocked it out, and the one behind it just got over by it like this. And those planes took on off, but there's one of them, I guess, had been hit. You know, they was firing at us and at them, and I guess he had been hit probably, and
Mm-hmm.
he flew into that tank. You know.
Oh, really? Crashed into it?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But anyway, the bridge fell there, and they got engineers put pontoon bridge across there.
Mhm.
That's across the Rhine.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, the frogmen bring them potato mashers up there, you know, swim in, lay them up there on top of this pontoon
Is the
and
Germans
blow
you're
it
talking
apart,
about?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so finally they got the infantry there with bayonets and all, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and they stopped that pretty fast.
Really?
Yeah.
They knock out quite a few bridges that way?
Well, they got it. Of course, you know, those pontoons just floating,
Mm-hmm.
and they got 2 of them. That's when they got the infantry in there, and they was moving these tanks across there. And I was still sitting on this hill up here,
Mhm.
watching all the.
Wow.
Had the high point on that.
Seen a lot over there.
Yeah. Next, we went to Ohrdruf, which is a German prison camp,
And it was a POW camp or concentration camp?
concentration.
So they had a lot of Jews there?
I don't know what they were. They was all naked and stacked up like cordwood, and had a furnace there going. And
Probably Jews.
we tried to kill the guards leaving. They went over the fence, and
Mm.
anyway, I shot at one. I don't know whether I got him or not. But old Ike, Simpson, Patton, and Bradley, you know, all the generals was all there to see that, and they had to out away from, and anybody could see from that road. All they had is a barbed wire fence,
Mm-hmm.
and all those bodies stacked up out there, and well, them tankers went down there, and they said every son of a bitch is you're going to come up here and see this.
Yeah.
And they had some that I guess knew, you know, and they said no, they didn't want to go. Well, the time they got through that butt of that M1 hitting, breaking their jaw, well, they decided they'd go, you know.
Oh my
But
gosh.
some of them had to crawl up there. Yeah, it didn't make any difference, you know. They was all going to see
They're
it.
all going to see it.
Yeah. Both they was mad, and we was all mad.
Hmm.
So anyway, but that was the first prison camp we come across, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went to Kassel, Germany, and they dropped flyers, you know, by the thousands,
Mm-hmm.
telling people to get out of there, they're going to level it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they did. And we couldn't even find a place, you know.
Really? So it was all
Yeah.
leveled when you got there, and there was nothing,
Yeah.
no
And-
landmarks
and-
or anything.
Yeah, and there's 2,500 Germans killed there.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, we went on to a place called Weimar,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a communication center. So we took that over, and we had all the telephones coming out of Berlin and everywhere else had to come through us.
Mhm.
And Buchenwald was about 2 miles away, and it'd already been emptied, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We was late getting there, but
How long before you got there had it been liberated, do you think?
I don't know. They,
Few days, few weeks, few months?
no, it wasn't very long, probably a week.
About a week or so?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when we left, all the Russians came in then. And I got into it with them. That thing
Really?
was-
What do you mean?
I had one of them. I had a little girl there, about 9, 10 years old, and of course she didn't speak English and I didn't speak German, so I took her and told her come on. So I took her back to, and this is underground there at Weimar, about 40 steps down, you know, and
Mhm.
so the Germans had it fixed up so we couldn't bomb it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we took her in there and gave her a room and went downtown and found a bunch of curtains and stuff, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and every morning we'd let her outside. We had a machine gun set out there, and both of them Russians came in there, and of course the Russians had, I guess the same ones, had killed her mother and dad and raped her sister.
Oh my gosh.
She was over at a friend's house, the way she got away. So anyway, but they come in there and they reached, and she's heading back into her place, and we was standing on top there, and so this Russian grabbed for her, and about that time, the old boy, my guard outside had a machine gun. Of course, he had a bodyguard. I told him, I said, anybody makes a wrong move, kill everybody in sight. That's just the way I felt about it.
Sure.
You know, and we'll put up with that. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, I run them off.
Do you recall the girl's name?
No, I didn't.
No?
I never did know.
Mm-hmm.
But she stayed down there and she'd draw portraits of us, you know.
Uh-huh.
But everybody was crazy about that little girl, you know.
Yeah.
And we always had plenty to eat and plenty for her to eat, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then after the Russians came in, I got acquainted with a girl over there in one school in England, and she spoke good English, and so I took her out there to her. It's out of town there, about 4 miles, 5.
Mhm.
So So I took her out there and I told this girl, I said, see if you can get, she's got an aunt that lives in Frankfurt. See if you can get her out of here because, you know, so anyway, I went back now. Of course, I went to the beer joint. I said, well, I need something to drink.
Yeah.
But I had this Russian little, you know, and square. So he kept putting his hands on me, and I was held out of him time or two. And I went to another bar, and he showed up there. Same thing. Well, I waited outside, you know. He come out, and I laid him out with my pistol. So I knew good and well. I don't know whether I killed him or not. I tried to, but
And this is a Russian, you said, huh?
yeah.
Wow.
But anyway,
And what town was this that you were in at this point?
that in Weimar.
This is in Weimar, okay.
Yeah. Okay, I called the captain and I said, you better get me out of here, I'm dead. He said, get in the Jeep and see if you can get by that. Of course, they already had the roadblock up there, you know, the Russians did behind us. So I left and I got out of there and he sent me on down to Munich.
Oh, yeah?
So anyway, and then we went up and said, of course, I was one of the only ones that worked framed, you know, like telephone, you know, but they moved me to another company. They had radios, and of course didn't get to use them very much, but you know, as long as you can get a line there, they didn't, you know, they didn't want to do that. So,
well,
anyway, we rigged up, we backed up two big floats, you know, and got them together and built all this framework and everything, and we had all the lines coming out of Germany come to us and went, well, in the meantime, I was in Munich, and they moved us up to well, it's been 59 years.
Sure, yeah.
At
That's okay.
anyway, that's where Hitler's big field was, you know. Where
Oh, was it Berchtesgaden?
Huh?
Are you talking about Berchtesgaden? Where he?
No,
Okay, I'm sorry.
no, it's where it had all the everything, you know, the where all of his troops showed, you know, and they,
Oh, okay.
you know, I'll think of it in a minute.
Oh, that's okay.
But anyway, and they had summer games there, and all of our professional baseball players, they put them in the 79th and the 80th divisions, and they played each other there, you know. And
well, can I ask you a few questions on
Yeah.
all these remarkable things you've seen?
Yeah.
Can you describe? Was there a lot of devastation, like at Tres Burgess and in the St. Vith area? Did you see a whole lot of devastation around there?
Yeah, there was, but oddly enough, there was one when we left. The Blackbird had covered a church there. We got back, that church hadn't been touched. Everything else.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it was in good shape, huh?
Yeah. Good Lord, take care of that.
Yeah. The buzz bombs that you talked about.
Yeah.
Did any of those? How close did any of those get to you?
They fly right by.
They just flew right over you, huh?
Yeah,
did you hear them going off? Did they actually?
No, we'd hear them coming and going. But as long as you can do that, you know,
Yeah.
you're safe.
How did they? When you saw these, Did you hear about them ahead of time? Did you knew that you're gonna see something like that?
No, I'd heard about them, but
Yeah.
I didn't know.
What'd you think the first time you saw and you heard one of those?
I didn't know. Well, I found out what they sounded like because we went and looked at it
Yeah.
coming over. They didn't fly that fast.
So at Remagen, you said you were watching a lot of the stuff that happened there.
Yeah.
Were you impressed with the work that we did capturing the bridge and everything?
Yeah.
Can you describe?
The Germans had that thing, had it rigged up to blow it up, but it didn't work. But it finally fell anyway because it was weak, And,
Yeah.
but they'd already started putting that pontoon in. They knew it was going down.
They knew it wasn't going to be trustful to
Yeah.
use that.
Oh, and we got over there, and the old men and kids was fighting us.
Mhm.
And this old man, he had a bazooka, and he'd got it ready and held that against his belly and just blowed him in two.
Oh my gosh! So he didn't know how to use it.
No.
So you were, I always heard about, that towards the end of the war they had to use, old men and boys.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things you saw, huh?
Yeah.
Boy. At Ordreff, at the concentration camp.
Yeah.
What was your first impressions when you saw this for the first time? How did all of your soldiers in your group, were they just in disbelief?
Made me sick.
Uh-huh.
Well, all those, of course, people stacked up like cordwood there, and they had lime on them, and they had a pit there. And of course, in the movie that they made, and of course, you see all the generals standing over there, and of course, I was over here with the camera, beside the camera,
Really?
but on one side of the pit, and the generals and everyone was on the other side. So anyway, I'll tell you what, it made me sick.
Yeah.
And of course they had a bunch already in this that they put in that hole.
How many do you estimate were there that were piled up?
Oh, I don't know. There's a bunch of them. I just, man, that's 59 years ago. And
Did you have to help?
My memory's not like it was 59 years ago.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. You've got a lot of good stuff. Did you have to help dispose of the bodies or anything like that?
No, we didn't.
Oh, that's good.
We didn't touch them.
So you actually saw Ike and Simpson and Patton and everybody there?
Yeah. Already seen Patton right off the beat there,
Oh, really?
I told you about that. And, well, he hadn't been there any time, and the 82nd Airborne had captured 2 generals, German generals. No, I guess I don't know what they were. Anyway, they had MP there, and it just had a place about like this room, about half of it, and they had fence around it,
What was your impression of Patton?
Oh God, I was afraid of him.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, and what I was doing, I was trying to get a line up, get it out of the way of the tank, see, and it just field wire, and all you do is loop it and throw it around there and tie it. And I was doing that, and I heard this Jeep coming, and I looked at that, and I was, it was Patton.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he had, had stars up there on the Jeep.
Oh, sure.
And boy, he come wheeling down there and stirred up the dust, and I got around on the other side of the tree. I didn't want him to see me. And he went in there, and I guess he talked to those Germans. He spoke German. So he talked to them, and they gave him the same answer it sounded to me like every time, and finally he got, I guess, one with the most decoration and all, and pulled out one of those pearl handle pistols and hit him in the head with it, and down he went.
Oh, really?
Turned around and left and got in that Jeep and wheeled out of there, and boy, I was so glad to see him go. I got my wire tied off and I got down from there and left. He was crazy to come back.
Wow.
Boy, he was.
Not only were the
And
German-
another thing that, gosh, I can't remember. Well, it's where they had all the trials at this town.
Oh, Nuremberg.
Yeah, Nuremberg.
Mhm.
Yeah, I couldn't think of that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this is where we set up our headquarters and everything. We lived right across the street from the prison, so I seen all those prisoners out in the yard,
Mhm.
you know. Of course, didn't know who they were.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen them before.
Did you attend any of the trials? Did you get to watch anything?
Well, they hadn't had them in 5 years.
Oh, okay. I see. Did you get to see any like Goering or Spear or any of those guys?
No, I didn't. I didn't know who they were.
Mm-hmm.
Because they was all there, you know.
What were your impressions of the German soldiers and their equipment? I mean, as a soldier, what'd you think of?
Well, they, I don't know, they wasn't like us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they waited on orders.
Mm-hmm.
Americans didn't do that.
Right.
They give themselves orders and
Mm-hmm.
they got after it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference there. And of course, we had more things to work with. And I don't know, you know.
What about the Russians? What was your impression of them as soldiers and their equipment and all that kind of stuff?
I didn't know anything about them. I know they come in there and them girls there in Weimar, and there's all 2-story buildings there, you know, and them
Mhm.
girls look out. They take them big old Bren guns and knock the doors in, go up and rape them girls.
My gosh. That's unbelievable. What did you do after the war?
Came back and got my discharge down at Fort Sam, down here in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to work at carbon black plant,
Mm-hmm.
pulling loose packers. Boy, I'll tell you, you couldn't wear a shirt like this, you know.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, you just could.
Yeah, and I couldn't even wear a white shirt,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and we used Sweetheart soap.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a bucket about like this and about this much soap in it, and